Love your propane grill? Well, life just got a little easier with Propane Taxi. Stop lugging that tank. Propane Taxi is a propane grill tank home delivery service that's ridiculously easy and convenient. Just go online, choose a delivery date, and Propane Taxi delivers grill tanks straight to your door. You can exchange any brand of tank. And right now, new customers get their first tank exchange for $10 with promo code TANK10. That's $10 for your first tank exchange with promo code TANK10. Visit propanetaxi.com. No contact, no commitment, no problem.
Attention foodies, Discovery Plus has what you're hungry for. With new original series and a supersized collection of favorites, Discovery Plus has the largest collection of food shows anywhere. With new exclusives like Bobby and Giada in Italy and Luda Can't Cook. The streaming service for everyone hungry for more. More cooking, more competition, more originals. All for only $4.99. Discovery Plus is the streaming home of food, plus so much more. Start your free trial.
John and Ken Show, John Cobell and Ken Shampoo, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
This very hour on Friday will bring us our friends from the Moist Line. If you want to hear yourself, you got to call and leave a message. See if you're picked. 1-877-MOIST-86, 1-877-664-7886.
Yeah, a terrible story here.
Family dog dies in Clubhouse Avenue fire in Venice. Arson suspected.
Here's from
apparently occurred last Wednesday morning.
Here's from an email. This morning at approximately 3 a.m., neighbor's house caught on fire. Total loss. Her dog died in the fire. No people died. And firemen said that their initial belief is that someone in the alley threw a burning object over the fence. Arson investigators are still doing an investigation. But it may have been. Also, we have an email from a guest we're going to put on in a minute. She said some people believe it's an act of retaliation since homeowners have been complaining about criminal activity among the homeless who've taken up residence in Westminster Park. There's chop shops, theft, drug dealing going on.
Venice has become one incredible, horrible place. And Mike Bonin is responsible, the LA City Councilman, for that area.
Yeah. So let's get Soledad Ursua, hope I'm pronouncing that right, a resident of Venice who sent us the email. She's chair of the Public Health and Safety Committee. Soledad, what kind of committee is this?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. Basically, the Venice Neighborhood Council, we play an advisory role to our council member, Mike Bonin, and we take on issues. We have different committees at the VNC, but this committee focuses, directly with public health and safety. The things that we take on, it's just crazy. I don't think other neighborhoods have to deal with this kind of crime and property loss on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, we drive through Venice frequently, my wife and I, because we go on bike rides in Marina del Rey, and we drive down Lincoln Boulevard, and we've seen a lot of insanity. I don't know what else to call it. I know some people who live there. We've had many guests from Venice on the show. Since you're part of the neighborhood council, does he just not listen to everybody? I mean, well, it is so bad in some parts of Venice, and everybody's been complaining for so long, and I don't understand the dynamic.
So we play an advisory role, and he has not really listened to what we've said. So that that is up to him. We are, we don't really have much power. We are just, independent private citizens elected, and it's just a volunteer position.
But I mean, just from a humanity point of view, he realized there's a lot of people very upset. They're suffering. They're angry. There's tragedies going on. And nothing changes. It gets worse and worse and worse. I'm just astonished that he thinks there's any upside to this for anybody.
Well, this kind of outrage, it's happening, if not on a weekly, but a daily basis. I don't know if you guys remember, but on January 13th, on the Oceanfront Walk, the boardwalk, a 7,000 square foot, 2-story building, caught fire and was completely demolished. And the fire started from the homeless encampment. So, we've already seen that property has been endangered. And it keeps happening. This property, I live a block away. These are 100-year-old homes. And if it was a windy night, we could have lost the entire neighborhood. This is my worst fear coming true.
Well, if it was Sunday was a terribly windy day. If this happened,
and I just don't think people realize that. We have these old historic bungalows, and it's amazing that there was no loss to any of the other homes. There's a video that's being circulated. You see that the power lines have caught fire. It is so dangerous. And a lot of my friends, they think that I overreact sometimes because I don't like to leave my dog at home for too long. I will sometimes stay home because I don't want to leave my dog at home. I know it sounds crazy that it affects my social life, but this is what happens. A lot of the residents do feel that it was retaliation because, the victim was one of a group of residents who was calling out for some changes in the community and asking why LAPD was not clearing out some of these encampments where there's some really bad players. And there's some RVs that are there with, there's definitely some illicit, there's all kinds of stuff going on. It's just so upside down. I don't think, when you listen to our stories, they sound incredible.
Right. Do they know who's done this? Is it a homeless person? Is it a criminal gangster? Because we've had infiltration of homeless encampments by criminal gangs. Or is it one of these crazy advocate groups? Because they've been known to take retaliation against homeowners who complain.
Well, there is an investigation underway. I don't think anybody knows that, but there have been rumors among, some of the residents. And, trust the residents. We're the eyes on the street. We're the ones with skin in the game. We see everything. We're the experts. From what I understand, that, this is really escalating. And this is what happens when you speak out and when you ask for change. You're just going to get something like this happen to you. And it's so devastating.
So you think basically this woman's house was firebombed in retaliation for her complaining about the homeless encampment?
That's sort of what it sounds like. So this is right across the street from Westminster Elementary School. The school has opened up this week. It's the first week that they're back to school. And there are RVs parked outside. There's top shops going on. There's tents everywhere. There's people who are doing drugs out in the open. There's drinking during the day. And so a lot of the residents were really upset because the kids are back in school. This is right across the street, and so they were really, working or trying to get to the city to listen and to move some of these encampments because it's not fair for the children. And it's very chilling because if you try to speak up and demand change, someone is going to get mad at you. And this is almost like a threat to everyone. If you speak up, this could happen to you.
Oh, this is mobster stuff. To be firebombed after complaining?
And it's not necessarily just complaining. I've had a very long day. My day started out where I got new trash bins from LA Sanitation. So if you're a homeowner, things like that really excite you. And within 5 minutes of the new trash bins arriving, a homeless man comes up and starts running off with one of them. So I'm really confused, but I go after him and I'm trying to chase him. I'm like, hey, get back here. That's my trash bin. And then I realized, I don't have my cell phone with me. This isn't good. What if I get my trash bin back and I get stabbed? I can't call 911. So I retreat. I go home. And so the thing is, he knows who I am. He knows where I live. And he's probably, cursing me. And so the thing is, there's people on the streets who live there all day. They're watching us. They know our comings and goings. They're going through our trash. They go through our mail. They know who our friends are. At what point is that considered stalking? Because they know, like we could end up, slighting them some way, just by speaking up and saying, hey, that's my trash bin, give it back. They may have, something to take up with me later.
Is there anybody who responds to you? I mean, Bonin's office obviously doesn't, correct?
That's true. What we tried to do is to try to do something different and go outside of our council member. We have just been trying to work directly with LA Fire Department, with LAPD, basically anyone who will listen. And really, that's the job of the council member. He has been so silent and absent that we will try to reach out to any municipal organization.
And
we will get any email contact and ask them to help us.
Have you gotten any help from LAPD? Because generally what I hear is the cops say, hey, we'd love to, but Garcetti, Bonin, and all these other council people won't let us. They bar us from providing any help.
That's true. I mean, LAPD, they have really, it's so awful that somebody like Bonin was, the lead person beating the drum of defund the police, And so I don't know what we would do without LAPD. They have tried to help us as much as possible, but we keep running into the same issues where without a council member, we really have no voice.
Wow, this is really outrageous. You're right. You forget these things, but that 2-story building burned on the boardwalk. And the story just disappeared. And nothing changed. Bunn didn't change his policy. I don't know why is he trying to destroy Venice? I mean, literally, physically destroy Venice. Why?
I don't know that he's necessarily trying to, but for him to admit this, it would, think about it, like all of his money, his contributions, his whole ideology revolves around these woke, wet dreams of, these homeless people being these victims. And so he could never come out with this because the mirror would shatter if he looked into it. I mean, think about the 12-step, process or the 12-step program. The first one is honesty. He could never be honest with himself. I mean, it would destroy him.
That may be it.
All right, Soledad, we
Thank
appreciate you coming on and giving us your perspective again.
If we can be of any help, let us know, all right?
Oh, and you know what? Actually, there is a GoFundMe that has been started for this woman. It is, if you go onto the GoFundMe website, it is being hosted by Midnight Runners LA. My heart really goes out to this woman. I believe that everything that she owns was in the apartment when it was burnt down.
That's terrible.
I just, I really feel for her, and I hope we can get her, into a right place again.
Okay, Midnight Runners LA, they're sponsoring the GoFundMe page for this woman. All right, thanks very much, Soledad.
Thank you.
All right, Soledad's telling us about her neighbor's house, which was burned early this morning. They believe it could have been an act of retaliation, perhaps by somebody homeless in the neighborhood, because the woman that lives there, a doctor who fortunately was at work at the time, was complaining about conditions, but her husky mixed dog died in the fire. We got more coming up.
John and Ken, KFI. John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Shampoo. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, we have a little bit of audio to play. We were just talking to a woman by the name of Soledad. She's a neighbor of a doctor in Venice who fortunately was at work when her home burned yesterday, and they do suspect arson, and suspicions are it could be some upset homeless people in the area who didn't like the fact that the doctor was outspoken in objecting to conditions in her Venice neighborhood. Now, none of this is proven yet. This is a strong suspicion. The fire pretty much destroyed the home, and it killed the pet dog that was inside the home at the time this occurred very early this morning. Here is some cell phone, the audio of some cell phone footage taken at the fire.
This isn't necessarily safe for us to be even here, babe.
I hope it doesn't light our garage. Oh my God. What happened? Is she home?
We don't know.
Do you want to be... Where's Courtney?
This is so ridiculous.
Let me guess how this happened.
We need to get away from these power lines.
This is so sad. So now the homeless or some advocates for the homeless are burning out homes of people who disagree, who want the neighborhood cleaned up. So now they're going to firebomb homes.
Well, we don't know that specifically yet. And a lot of these homeless fires, too, are just these people in an alleyway behind your home cooking their dinner or whatever. It just gets out of control.
It's the same result. They burned down that 2-story building. They're burning this home. The guy in Koretz's district in Beverly Grove gets stabbed in his backyard. Nobody, you notice there's no one in public life coming out and saying this is terrible, this is going to stop, not another day. There's no sign of Garcetti, that little twit.
No.
Nothing. People are dying. Their dogs are dying. The buildings.
They won't do anything.
No. I'm astonished at this. There's absolutely nobody in the city. I mean, could the police chief take 5 minutes and say, look, I want to help you people, but the mayor won't let me? Is there anybody with courage? It's like Austin Butner wouldn't have any courage to trash the teachers union for what they're doing to the kids. There's nobody in charge of anything except criminal gangs, homeless goons, advocacy groups. They rule the streets. They rule the policies. I don't understand this.
And if you listen to KFI traffic this afternoon, there appears to be more homeless encampment fires around the freeways than there are accidents. This is just a common occurrence now.
It's every day.
Every day we live with this as the problem multiplies.
I mean, Joel Grover had a report. It was hundreds of fires a year, several a day in LA City. By homeless
and now we got
encampment.
this judge, David Carter, which is asking them to clear out Skid Row by the end of the year. And the response right away was, that's impossible. We can't do that. We may have to appeal this decision.
Oh, I'm sure they will, because they don't want to clean up anything.
No.
But I mean, I honestly don't know what to make of what he's ordering here, because if you can't, I mean, you could order everybody out of Skid Row, but you have to have a law that forces them into treatment.
Well, what he's saying is what he said with the Santa Ana riverbed. You go up to the person and say, we've got a bed for you. We've got a place for you to go. You'll come with us right now and go to that place. If you do not, see that sign over there? By Friday, you've got to clear out. That's what they did. I think he's trying to say the same thing about Skid Row. You go in there and address every one of these residents, these unhoused residents of Skid Row, and you tell them we have accommodations. We're willing to take you there now. Or if you want to go to a treatment center, we can take you there too. But the third option is you stay here. We're going to take you out of here on a certain date after a certain time. That's what
I like the spirit of it, but I'm just.
And their response is, we can't. It's impossible. We'll never find enough places. We can't. Yeah. You let this grow to thousands and thousands of people. Here's what you get.
Well, because they're just excuses. They want it to be like this.
Probably, yes.
They think people should have the freedom to destroy their lives and die in the streets and ruin neighborhoods.
Right.
That's their version of freedom. So, yeah, they don't care. Now, obviously, they know they're in for a lot of criticism, so they have a ready-made list of talking points and excuses, and I can't do this because of this, that, and the other thing. And it's all nonsense. It's all a bunch of garbage, because there's plenty of cities that don't allow this. In Southern California, there's plenty of cities that don't have the problem. L.A. has it because it wants to have it. And that's that's the whole Garcetti-Bonin era, which has infected everybody on the city council virtually.
All right, we got more coming up.
You make sure we don't have plastic forks. John and Ken, KFI. John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Shampoo, KFI, AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Here's a headline for you. The Indianapolis 500 race, which takes place in May, is going to have 135,000 fans.
Yeah.
That's the most at a sporting event since the start of the pandemic. They're going for it.
Yeah.
At the Indy 500.
That's over.
I don't know that 135,000 people will be there, but they're going to allow it.
I think race car fans?
Yeah.
They'll be there.
What are you saying there?
Yeah. They're not.
Bleep COVID.
That's right. They're not walking around with double masks and a face shield. Not that crowd. Did you see, I saw a headline, the Dodgers are going to have a vaccine section.
What does that mean?
That they're going to...
You mean if you've proven you have been vaccinated, you get your own special section with other vaccinated people? Is that what you're saying?
Dodgers offering fully vaccinated fan section for Saturday's game versus Padres.
Discrimination.
They're reserving seats for fully vaccinated people. And if
are they good seats?
If the test run goes well, they'll consider adding other sections.
Oh.
Loge level near the bullpen. Oh, you go way out.
Oh, that's out there. I like Loge level, but I don't like it out there by the bullpen.
It says here as a Wednesday afternoon, tickets were priced
free?
from $121 to $154 to sit in the Loge level by the bullpen. The hell? Is that the Dodgers price, or is that one of those StubHub prices? Well,
I don't know. News from Pfizer. They say that they now have realized that there are fake COVID-19 vaccines, purportedly Pfizer vaccines, being sold around the world for as much as $1,000 a shot.
If you know what, if you're that
and
stupid,
guess where they found them?
Where?
Mexico and Poland.
Poland. There you go. So my people are buying them?
I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
6 people were detained in Mexico during a police raid. 80 people paid $1,000 for a fake Pfizer dose from vials with fake labels kept in beer coolers.
In beer coolers. Good. That's great. You know what? If you're dumb enough to buy $1,000 vaccine out of a beer cooler, you deserve to get ripped off, and you deserve whatever the hell they've injected you
People are desperate. They want those Dodger tickets. It turns out it was distilled water. However, in Poland, it got a little more interesting. The Polish fake vaccine was hyaluronic acid, a skincare material used to fight aging. Again, they don't believe that any negative health effects came from either of these vaccines, a distilled water or the skin.
Yeah, that's a lubricant. I think if you have knee trouble, they inject hyaluronic
acid. Huh? The word acid says me scary.
I know. You don't want any acid injected in you normally.
You should never take the vaccine that's advertised online. It doesn't work that way. No legitimate vaccine
out of a beer cooler. That is great.
Now, the scientist who helped develop the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID vaccine is now agreeing that we probably will need a third shot. And it'll probably come around every year, just like you get the regular flu vaccine. We've been hearing about this for a while. And
so is that because they expect variants? Or is it that our antibodies...
The immunity against the virus wanes.
Oh, well.
It just does naturally wane.
All right, well, I
what do they call that? Planned obsolescence so they can sell more vaccines? Is that what they're up to? Your car wears out?
It's like Apple phones.
Exactly.
It's the same idea.
Her name is Dr. Özlem Türeci, the co-founder and CMO of BioNTech.
Yeah, I would.
She expects people will need to get vaccinated against the coronavirus annually, like the seasonal flu. And
I would imagine that vaccine drug stocks. Well, you could probably retire on them over the long term, because they're going to be having to vaccinate billions of people every year.
Right.
I mean, and there's only a handful of companies that are manufacturing it successfully so far. I mean, they have half-assed vaccines in China and Russia, but the two big ones is Moderna and Pfizer.
Yeah, apparently the U.S. government is already working on arrangements for additional doses into next year when people would probably need the booster. I had a feeling we get this. I mean, they didn't know.
Yeah, but see, now that they're up and running, you're going to be able to make an appointment day of and just walk in anywhere and get it.
Oh, it'll be more streamlined.
It'll be easy. It'll be just like going in to buy a sandwich at a Subway.
Let's hope so.
Won't be the rigmarole.
Hey, a horrible experience for a lot of people.
You want? I stumbled on this. You want to hear the greatest TV show that I've ever heard of in my life?
Oh,
this is
what?
This is terrific. This is in Iraq. They have a new prank TV show. They have fake ISIS fighters kidnap Iraqi celebrities, strap suicide vests to them, and tell them they'll be executed.
Oh, that's not funny.
And then
you could kill somebody from a heart attack.
They run it on television.
Wow.
The stars thought they were visiting a displaced family, refugees, and they were doing a charity show. But once they got inside, actors disguised as jihadists stormed the home with gunfire, tied up the celebrities, blindfolded them, and strapped them to suicide vests. One of the actresses who was tied up passed out.
I was going to say, that's stressful. What do they have, like Borat performing this?
It's like a candid camera style TV show.
You'd think somebody would sue over that, although I don't know how far that takes you in Iraq.
Yeah. I mean, they had one Iraqi...
You can't kidnap somebody, even for a TV show prank.
They had one Iraqi soccer star was blindfolded.
But I imagine they can only air the segments where people, after they found out it was a prank, said, oh, okay.
It's Iraq. There may be no laws.
There may be no... That's right.
So this Iraqi soccer star was blindfolded and filmed begging for his life. Oh, my God, there's photos. It's in the Daily Mail, and there's photos of these celebrities, and you can see, like, one actress, she's blindfolded, tied up with a suicide vest, and she's on the floor, and she's crying, and, there she is, passed out on the ground. And she's an older woman. Oh, my God.
I'll bet you it's a big hit show.
Oh, I could think of a lot of celebrities I'd like to see
pranked like this.
Pranked like this, yeah.
All right, we got more coming up.
Oh, my evil channel is just shorted out. John and Ken, KFI, and John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Shampoo, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Well, why not end the show on a high note with a great, real happy story? We go to Spain. 28-year-old Alberto Sanchez Gomez, still living with his mother, an unemployed Spanish waiter. This apparently happened before the pandemic, so the pandemic's not involved in the details here. He admitted that he heard voices in his head telling him to kill his mother. Maria Soledad Gomez is 68 years old. They were watching TV in their apartment in Madrid, Spain. The voices were of neighbors, acquaintances, and even celebrities. But what happened next is really horrific because he ended up cutting up her remains and then eating them bit by bit and also feeding them to his dog.
Oh.
Investigators said they found part of Soledad's remains in Tupperware containers in the refrigerator.
Oh, he had leftovers?
And bones in the drawers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, all the voices... The neighbors, the celebrities, everybody they had a consensus that mom ought to be...
yes, that it was time for mom to go.
That he was hungry.
Although allegedly it was an argument that really set him off.
Oh,
so the old watching TV argument, you know how many times that happens a year?
It's why there should be one TV for every person in the house.
Oh, yeah, or they're just disagreeing on some facet of a dopey show. Like, I don't think that was the right thing to do.
How old was the guy?
28.
28, living with mom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unemployed waiter.
Unemployed and voices in his head.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, mothers should know this, and I know most love their children, will do anything no matter what in life, no matter how old they get. But when you've got the guy in your house who's not working and there's voices in his head and he doesn't have a relationship, you may want to disperse because eventually you're going.
It's not going to be pretty.
Eventually, you're literally on the menu.
And the poor dog.
Appetizer.
They said that... No.
Oh, he didn't eat the dog,
He fed the mother to the dog, too.
Dogs don't care.
I guess not. It says here, he strangled her, then he put her body in the bedroom, put it on the bed with the aim of making her body disappear. To do that, he cut her up using a carpenter's saw and 2 kitchen knives.
That's just horrible.
Once he cut her body up, he would eat bits of it from time to time over a period of around 2 weeks. Then put some of her parts of her body in Tupperware containers around the apartment and in the fridge and throwing them away, others away in plastic bags.
And out of all the
For this, 15 years to life in prison.
Out of all the combinations, isn't it almost always son and mother? Sons don't do this.
Generally, yes, it is.
Sons don't do this to their dads.
Right. Homicidal, right?
Sure. Daughters don't kill their moms and dads. Almost never happens. It's always the son, and he's always not working, and he's sitting home watching TV, and they get into some petty argument, and there you go. Get the guy out of the house, I'm telling you.
He wrote in a letter from prison, I couldn't stop thinking about what happened. I've been ill for a long time. I took refuge in drugs. I've been hearing voices for a long time, having hallucinations. All this led me to the worst thing that's happened in my life. Yeah, I would say that's an understatement.
Yeah. And the thing is, half the guys that live out in the street are hearing those same voices.
Yes.
Those same voices, it's schizophrenia.
But let's remember that most people who are mentally ill are not violent.
Well, I think
we just hear about them in sensational stories.
But everybody who's violent is mentally ill. To some extent.
You think so? I think some people are just evil.
Well, yeah, we can have that debate. It's kind of a philosophical, existential debate.
Yeah, I believe in pure evil. Some people
I'm not
just come out that way or
I'm not going to dispute
way.
evil, but we can
know evil very well.
We can hold a roundtable discussion on that.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
We've got Tim Conway here.
Hey!
Here's the part of our roundtable.
Ding a dong with you guys. Hey, you know that festival that was in the Caribbean that was supposed to be a big music festival, and then it all blew up?
Fire Festival. Somebody
right.
told me there's a great documentary on that.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh, you saw it?
I saw it, how it all blows up and everything, and the guy had to escape on a private jet.
A bunch of stupid celebrities were supposed to be there, influencers, yeah.
Well, there's a settlement now, and every one of the attendees is going to get $7,000 for their trouble.
Yeah, who's going to pay it?
I don't know. I guess an insurance company of sorts, whatever. Also, we're going to break down the best of the antibacterial wipes and the like the pump stuff too, because there's a lot of crappy ones out there. But I've done some research and I've got the best ones for you.
Oh, that sounds fascinating.
It's going to be
kind of
unbelievable.
a consumer advocacy.
There's a lot
you are kind of a clean freak.
That's exactly right. Well, I just like to go with freak. Also, the DEA is holding their 20th National Prescription Drug Take Back Day. So I imagine a lot of guys who
Turn in your drugs.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Turn in your Xanax.
But look, if you were into, radically into pills, don't you go to one of these things and stand like a block away and just offer money?
Sell it to the guys in the tents.
Right. Are you going to give it away for free or sell it to the guy in the tent for, $80 or $90? Anyway, so that's going to go on. And then we've got a new segment we're doing at 9 o'clock. That you'll have to stick around for.
Okay.
All right. That's all we're going to get. Ding
it's
dong.
Very exciting. Look, it's not the George Norrie show, but we'll try to get by.
Hey, you do the best you can.
Not
everybody is blessed that way.
That's right.
All right.
Ding dong with George Norrie.
Michael
Bring it
Crozier
on.
with the
Come
news. KFI, KOST, HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
I think what flavor of these new Dunkin' Coconut Refreshers you get says a lot about you.
Really? What's it say about me?
Well, you got the refreshing golden peach because you're vibrant, fun, and positive.
Oh, what about me?
The bold purple pomegranate means you're vibrant, fun, and positive.
I take it I got this delicious pink strawberry because I'm vibrant, fun, and positive.
Yeah, it's a simple system, really.
Share the shine. Enjoy a medium Dunkin' Coconut Refresher for $3. Order ahead plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Excludes classic Dunkin' Refreshers.
When it comes to working at Geico, our best advocates are our employees, like Maxine. But since she is so focused on growing her career, we hired an actor to read her story.
At Geico, I love mentoring the new associates to help them make this a career and not just a job.
And with new opportunities and job stability, Geico has been helping people grow their careers for over 75 years. The only downside, she still hasn't met the gecko. Where are you, fella?
Ready to start your career, Fredericksburg? We're hiring claim sales and service agents. Apply online today at geico.job/Fredericksburg.